Good day, Ruskin and Jaws. I hope each and every single one of you is doing all right out there in the world. Right, so it is the 5th of August, and it is time to talk about the 48-hour analysis. Basically, 2 days ago, these new Ruskins rotated into the Rust store, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of their progress based on their sales, and figure out which of these skins still potentially could be a good investment, which of these skins could still potentially give us some of that delicious-looking profit. Sounds good? Right, before we get started talking about all the skins, let's talk about the context of what's currently happening at the moment. So of course, it is the beginning of the month. We've just had the August Force wipe. Loads of people played the game on Thursday. I was expecting the potential that we might see an even higher peak player count compared to the July Force wipe. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We only went up to 172,000 people. Regardless, that's still a very high amount, and it still matches up quite nicely, almost near to the January peak. But at the end of the day, we didn't beat the all-time high. But progress is still moving on ahead with the momentum of the amount of people playing. Everything's still looking pretty good. So, with that out of the way, well, let's now talk about some potential problems that might happen. Because last night I did a stream talking about, whilst this progress is very nice, the momentum is there, and we can clearly see the Rust player count is still steadily increasing. For the rest of this year, there's still potential problems that can happen. Routine patterns and the potential sudden release of CS2. Yes, Counter-Strike 2 is on the horizon. The public release is potentially going to be happening either in August or maybe September. But with the release of this, I am fully expecting that we potentially will be seeing a whole bunch of content being introduced, monetary content. And you've got to realise the CS economy is the biggest economy in Steam. So much more people are invested into it. So much more money is put into it. And usually when there's new content introduced to the CSGO economy, or CS economy, because it could be CS2, isn't it? Yeah, we tend to see Rust skins go down in price. Now, by default, Rust skins do go down in price, usually during the fall/autumn season. So I'm talking September, October, November. We tend to see some rock bottom prices. But now that you're aware of that, you'd have good reason to believe that, well, if I have some money around, surely I can buy these skins at their rock bottom prices. Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. So, yeah, buy them when it's cheap and then sell when it sells for a much higher price, aka post-Christmas time. So go give this a watch. This will really get it into your head, all the things that you need to be aware of, and it should help you out. So, cool. Let's go back over to here. Let's start talking about all of these brand new skins. Right then, so first things first. Actually, I've got to go back over to here. I've got to show you this. So here are the sales for the first 24 hours. The Redemption MP5 isn't selling as much as I was anticipating. In fact, it seems to be a whole lot more calmer. I don't think we're going to have 30,000 sales with this MP5, which is a bit of a surprise for me. So let's just go over to here. And let's start discussing that after 48 hours, after 2 days of this being in the Rust store, we are not even at 16,000 sales. That's a bit crazy. I guess you could probably look at the previous 48-hour analyses for the past, I don't know, month or so, and look at the sales that we had for all those other skins. MP5 kind of doesn't look like it's going to reach 30,000. Now, that potentially might work out well for it. And, of course, let's just remind ourselves what makes this special. Well, number one, it's part of the Redemption Collection, which at the moment seems to be in demand, doesn't it? Seems to be doing pretty good. When this released, this past Thursday, I saw all of the Redemption skins close to and on the front page of the Rust Steam market. So there was a bit of a buyout. Upon seeing this, everybody started buying these out. Now, on the horizon, we are expecting some interesting Redemption skins to be submitted and potentially accepted in the future, so keep an eye out. But the very, very special thing about this MP5 is its aim sight, which you can see right here. So much like the Blackout MP5, which of course is valuable, this right here also has this special aim sight. You can see through the gaps right here. It has an adjusted aim cone. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Aim cone is a mechanic, not that's physical. You know what I'm on about. The weird guarding thing. So most MP5s will completely fill this up, but this one doesn't have it. And the Blackout MP5 doesn't have it. And the Blackout MP5 is currently selling for $11 each. So, with this right here costing almost 3 times less, I think that sounded a whole lot more viable to people. I thought this would get bought out a whole lot more. But no, it hasn't. So, in terms of genuine demand, that's got me a little bit, what's going on there then? Still, in the long term, I do still feel like this MP5 is going to be doing perfectly fine. More redemption skins on the horizon, fully expect it. More redemption skins to be accepted on the horizon, fully expect it. And of course, loads of people, when they are looking for an alternative to the Blackout MP5, will probably look at this redemption MP5. I think there are a lot of positives for it. Even when the MP5 weapon itself in Rust isn't exactly the most favoured weapon to use at the moment. You know, ever since Recall update from last year. So, it's fine. It's still looking good. It's abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. Things still look to be fine. But with less sales than expected, it kind of puts me in a position of, right, so that means there's probably less people buying this in excess. And, of course, people who buy in excess are people who buy like an extra 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 of these with the pure intent to sell. If there's less people who buy them with the pure intent to sell, there's a better chance that this is more likely to flourish and rise up in price as time goes on. Because when you have far too much people who buy it in stock, I've got a good example here. When you have far too many people who buy a skin with the pure intent to sell because they think it's going to be an easy profit, you tend to have problems pretty quickly. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Right, so, first things first in regards to that, I believe this is done on purpose to scare people. So if you invested into these gloves last week, just wait it out. Stick it to the long term. Yeah. Unfortunately, things like that do happen quite a lot. So at the moment, didn't mean to go there. I don't think something as bad as that will happen to the likes of this MP5. I think we're okay at the moment. All right? Sounds good. So abnormal buy orders first. Look at the buy order support afterwards. Then make the decision whether or not to jump in and buy it. But as of now, it's looking to be perfectly fine at the moment. So all good. Shall we move on? So I had someone on YouTube say he's really fed up with the Capybara collection. That man don't know how to pull up. Right, moving on. Yeah, Capybara's goofy. I know, I get it. I guess you could also say the banana collection's goofy as well. Sometimes we want to have some super hardcore, crazy style skins. Sometimes we just want to have some goofy skins. It's a variety, mate. Chill out. I know it's silly, but it sells. And Facepunch are looking to sell some things. I know there's some very interesting skins that get skipped. I'm totally understanding on that. I look at the workshop all the time, which is something we need to talk about after this. Because yeah, at the end of the day, we don't see many skins like this. You might sit there and say, but we always see silly skins. No. We don't see skins as minimalistic as this and silly as this. Just let it play out. Once it's had its time, we'll see some other skins in the future, alright? So, every now and then, something different's going to appear. And this right here, that's really goofy. Now, how many people are going to be utilising the likes of this Capybara door? At the moment, I don't really know. But ever since this appeared, this has been going up in demand. This has been going up in price. That's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Keke, the skin creator, ends up making a whole bunch more Capybara deplorables. Maybe we get a garage door, maybe some double doors, who knows? Oh, look, Hamster Rock doing quite nice as well. But yeah, we had the Easter Chick door come out earlier this year for Easter. People like him. He's selling all right. Only 35 of the market. Wow. But people like the minimalistic, silly approach with the doors. If only we could have had another funny-looking door handle, like the little little beak there. But anyway, moving on. Goofy, silly, but it's fine for what it is. If we do see some more deplorables being made and accepted, I feel like we potentially could see the likes of that door going up in price a little bit more. But how many sheep metal door skins have we had so far over the course of this past year? Let's go take a look. Because literally just, what was it, last week? We had the melted cheese door. And now, let's go take a look at how that's holding up, because it had like 25,000 sales, didn't it? Oh, look, it's already down by 8%. Hooray! No, it had 27,000 sales. Well, that's not good. So, yeah, we've had 15 sheet metal door skins so far this year. We're 2/3 of the way, 66% of the way through this year. And last year, we had 25 sheet metal doors. So I guess you could say we could potentially eclipse that It looks like we could, maybe. But yeah, one quick look at this, and it doesn't look like it has the buy to support to keep the price up. No, the demand ends at around $1.20. So let's see what happens to this in the future. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is there's a very good chance we have some more sheet metal doors that come out, and it might take away the thunder of the Capybara door. As I said, if we do see it turn into a deplorable collection, much like what we saw with the porcelain collection, that door will potentially be going up in demand and up in price. But as of now, I'd rather do my buy orders first, because that is abnormal. This is an abnormal skin. I'd rather do my abnormal buy orders first, look at the buy to support afterwards, and then make a decision what I'm going to do in regards to buying it or not. Sounds good? So, yeah. Let's see how this progresses. Maybe we might get clothing and armor. You never know. Complete the sets potentially might be having that. That's something we'll be discussing in a bit. Right, so SAPnana. Right, the banana sap. So with what I've been looking at here, the semi-automatic pistols, recent ones haven't been holding up very nicely. Oh dear. But all the ones that came out last year, these have done quite all right. And I already made this point 2 days ago. What it looks like is, weirdly, about a year or so after the release of a sap skin, eventually the quantities go down to very low, that they all end up becoming a positive investment. Basically, due to the sheer lack of quantity for these sap skins, they can easily go up in price because there's hardly any walls, no resistance. Like for example, like all of these have less than 30 quantity. I know, yeah. So yeah, that has 21, that has 24, that's 35. What is going on? Hang on a minute. Do they all... How many sap skins do we have? Right, we have 63. Right, let's look at all the quantities. How common is it for them to have... What? Okay, right. So let me just give you some context. With sap skins, right? Okay, no. Okay, for every skin on the Rust Steam market, by default, in general, on average, you would see every skin have an average about 100 quantity. Every single sap skin that you see here has less than, well, the vast majority of them have less than 40 quantity in the Steam market. What's going on here? So the most populous one, in terms of the one with the most quantity, is the toy sap, and it's only got 66. What? What? Do you understand that this is fairly ridiculous? I am surprised. All right, well, anyway, okay, we're learning things. So things like that would lead me to believe that as time goes on, this SAPnana very likely will end up with a very low quantity as well at some point. And much like how we look at the Thompsons usually have very low quantities. When we hit around post-Christmas time, everybody who's returning to play Rust and whatnot usually get, they use the most used weapons and whatnot because they're the most reliable, and at the moment that appears to be the AK, or the SAR, and the Thompson. And Thompson's always been heavily used, so Thompson's, when when loads of people play the game around post-Christmas, people are looking to get some skins for the weapons that they're constantly using, like Thompsons. And because there's hardly any quantity with the Thompsons, when there's a sudden increase in demand for the skins, because there's hardly any quantity, they get bought out. Suddenly those Thompsons that are selling for like $2 each suddenly sell for like $5 each, because there just wasn't that much quantity on the Steam market. But people don't care. They just buy. So they can have some nice looking weapons when they shoot people, and you get the idea. So yeah, the same thing could potentially happen with the saps. By the looks of things, it's kind of looking like that could potentially happen. So, you got to question yourself now. How many people, percentages of the people who play Rust, how many people do you reckon are going to look at the banana collection and think, I need to use those right now? Because you've got to take this in consideration. Lots of people are goofy. Are you goofy? Go look in the mirror and find out, right? I'll wait a second. Are you goofy? Can you answer this? Right, so how many people who will return to Rust to play it around Christmas time, how many of them do you reckon will look at this banana collection and think, I want to use this collection? I think we could see this rise up in price quite nicely. Now, the quantities for all of these banana skins are all below 100 quantity as well. Interesting. And maybe at some point we might see some clothing and armor or deplorable skins being made. That would be nice. PYH and Debski. So I think the SAPnana actually might have a pretty good future ahead of it. That was just looking at it, looking at the weapons, and yeah, just a little bit of insight, research, and then we uncovered all of that. Sounds good? So, yeah, SAPnana, looking pretty interesting now, doesn't it? Problem is, right, this isn't abnormal. This is a regular skin. So we can't do anything until the rust door has rotated. But, just looking at it right now, I'm looking at this with a lot of curiosity. By default, at minimum, I'm probably going to maybe do like $1.50 buy order. Because, again, let's just take a look at all of the pistols once more. What's the cheapest one? Now, we're probably going to find a skin from like 6 years ago, because there's a lot of them. But the lowest price one right now... Oh, we're already there. Okay. $1.29. $1.33, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50. Okay, all right, okay, I see something here. Right, so these skins you see here came out very recently, but they also look rather generic. This is a banana. This is a banana, all right? Stands out, doesn't it? It's unique compared to all the other ones. This is a banana. Do you want a banana? Peel it down and go, shut. All right, yeah, it's unique in colour. Toy Sap's also looking pretty good at the moment, and that's mostly yellow as well on the tip. So, yeah, if you think... Look, listen, if you believe the banana collection is going to work out quite all right, you should have faith in that SAPnana. And at the moment, based on everything that I've just uncovered there, I might even consider buying some. Yeah, it's not selling insanely. We're probably going to have maybe about 20,000 sales. Look at the overall quantities, Hedge. Let's get a good look at that. Highest estimated total supply. Yeah, okay, so that could potentially become the second most populous sap skin, potentially. All right, well, we'll see. We shall see. What do you reckon is going to happen with this in the future? I honestly did not expect to speak so much about this, but I'm looking at it with a lot more confidence. All right, fair enough. Let's move on. So I made a lot of allusions to Thompson skins, didn't I, when I was talking about this? Yeah, so basically towards the end of the year, when we have post-Christmas, when loads of people have time to play Rust and whatnot, people obviously using the likes of the Thompsons. And, of course, with such a very high gun demand, people have a high demand to buy some skins and use those skins. So, sorry, I hit my mouse. Sorry, just continue. Thompsons, at the moment, we've had quite a lot this year, haven't we? If you make comparisons to last year, we have had quite a lot. We've also had a decent amount of them being given away to us for free during these recent Twitch Drops events. But overall, they're doing reasonably okay. You know, these are only down by 11%. These are down by 10%. This is only down by 8%. I reckon the increase in some of the prices that we've seen for skins is due to the very high amount of people currently playing. So that's looking pretty interesting. But the main point that I keep telling you all about is last year, all of these skins at one point weren't doing super great. They're just kind of sitting at around the prices that they're selling for in the Rust store. Post-Christmas rolls in, these have hardly any quantity. They easily get bought out. They easily go up in price. They easily all become quite valuable because of that. So the exact same scenario is something I'm actually wouldn't be surprised to see if I'd see it happen all over again with these skins. Yeah. And then we got the Panther collection becoming a pretty interesting collection as more and more skins are being accepted. So, yeah, things are looking only better for that Panther Thompson. It's got a nice, dark, sleek design. And if we were to just take a look at all of the Thompson skins that exist. So if we go by newest and just scroll down. I can't remember. Do we have a Blackout Thompson? We do. Yeah. Well, maybe you could look at that as a budget Blackout Thompson. The panther prowls into the dense jungle, seeking its prey. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. So, yeah, by default, I look at that with some positivity. Again, by default, probably $1.50 in the buy orders. Thompson skins very rarely ever go beyond negative 20%. And then when times are good, they go up very nicely. So that right there is something I'm constantly keeping an eye on. It's potentially the dark horse investment of the week. Thompsons tend to be very reliable investments. The UAP Pilot Furnace. Right, so this is very goofy. This is very silly. This is your furnace skin of the week. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't happen to like the design that much. Remember, when it comes to that, it's all based on opinion and whatnot. So, you know, you might like it. You might think he's goofy. That's fine. You can enjoy him. But I'm not confident in furnace skins. Let's just go take a look at all of the most recent furnace skins that we've had come out this year, and you could probably get a good idea as to why. Because people just don't seem to like furnace skins during the year. Hey, remember the cactus furnace down 6%, charcoal furnace down 36%, diving furnace down 43%, capybara furnace on the up because we've recently had a new deployable being accepted, sweet furnace, holiday fiend, I can accept that being slightly in the negative. In fact, I'm very surprised it's only down by 4%. Frog furnace, you're very goofy when you came out, but unfortunately as time has gone on, more interesting designs have come out, down 43%. So, yeah. How many of you like aliens? I don't know what to say, I'll be honest with you. The one thing I can say is it's abnormal, so I don't need to rush into buying it. I can do my abnormal buy order first, and then I can look at the buy order support, and then I can make a decision, because whilst it does stand out, whilst it is one of those very goofy looking furnaces that I do feel like a lot of people might potentially like, I just know furnace skins tend to be very weird. I think I might just end up sticking with a buy order. Personally, based on what I've seen in the past, I'm sure you understand. Hopefully. So, yeah, UAP Pilot Furnace, I am not super confident still. But with the amount of sales it's had, there's a lot less interest than I was expecting. This might only end up with about 15,000 sales, which could actually help it out. Which means I actually might look at it with a bit more positivity. However, I'm not going to be properly looking at it until Wednesday night for me, because that's when I do my abnormal buy orders. And that's when we'll figure out whether it's actually going to be a good thing to jump into and potentially invest into. Sounds good? Right, moving on. We have the Emojis AR. Right, I don't think a lot of people are very happy with this one. Again, it's a skin that's referencing new content introduced to the game. You shouldn't be surprised with something like this. Personally, I was expecting some brick-themed skins to be accepted this week. What with the DLC coming out, and that didn't happen. That was weird. But no, instead we got the Emojis AR. Now, much like with the AK47 skin that we had the previous week, it doesn't really stand out that much in regards to its overall design, colour scheme and whatnot, and that is why I think it's doomed to be a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. Oh look, it's already down by 22%. Oh dear. Look, we have far too many AK47 skins. You've got to stand out and look pretty, and people will notice you and people will appreciate you. I thought that for the SAPnana. At the moment, it's only down by 14%, which is a lot better compared to all of these other ones. In fact, let's just go take a look. Do you just have a few stragglers? Let's just find out. Do you want a banana? Peel it down. Okay, look, that has got no resistance whatsoever. Let me tell you, right? If I'm correct, under the assumption that everybody's going to want to have a banana for post-Christmas time, sorry. Everyone's going to want to have a banana. There is no resistance to stop it from like going up in price. That's just 4141111111818. That could easily end up becoming quite valuable, and that does stand out. It is unique. So if anything, you'd probably rather put your money towards something like that instead of considering buying this. 70 cents, 90 cents buy order. I reckon that's doomed to become a $1 AK-47 skin. It's unfortunate to say, but I'm looking at this with a financial perspective. If you like these skins here, by all means buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators. But we're looking at this with a financial perspective, and I don't feel confident with AK-47 skins most of the time. So, yeah, I'm not surprised to see it's got low sales at the moment as well. Far too many have been accepted this year. In fact, how many did we have last year? I think, yeah, I remember this. I've been keeping track. I think this year we're going to have the most ever AK-47 skins accepted during a single year. So far this year we have had 18, and last year we had 27. So we've got about like 4 months left of this year. Do you reckon we'll see another 10 skins being accepted? So that's what? Maybe another 16, 17 Rust doors to happen? I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. So now you understand that, yeah, we have a ridiculous amount of these that exist. So it is what it is. Now, okay, right, the Colosseum hatchet and pickaxe. Not surprised to see these have low sales. Not because of its design, mind you, but because people just don't seem to like the hatchet and the pickaxe. And someone brought up a very good point. Well, Hedge, maybe it's because people simply like using the DLC tools instead. And that just makes so much more sense. Oh, no, not now. Oh, my God. No. Right, sorry about that. Let's just move on. So, Colosseum hatchet and pickaxe. Basically, right, it's not about the design. It's more a case of people would probably rather use the DLC tools that they bought. Yeah, makes sense. So, like, we very recently just got the Abyss hazmat and tools and whatnot, and then before that we had the likes of Lumberjack and all that. How many of you have bought that? How many people are constantly still using those specially designed tool skins and whatnot? Yeah. Now, when you see like all of these new hatchet and pickaxe skins, are you wanting to use them, or would you rather use your DLC? Yeah. So someone brought that up on YouTube. Makes a lot of sense. Not surprised to see that these aren't selling that much, because we literally just had the Abyss update. I wouldn't be surprised a lot of people bought it, and I wouldn't be surprised everybody likes the drippy axe and the anchor pickaxe. Like, you get the idea. So, yeah, this is why the likes of the hatchets and the pickaxe skins have not been performing very well. It is unfortunate. It is what it is. But, yeah, so if I just go to the most recent ones over the past 2 years, and, yeah, that's not looking good, is it? That's not looking good whatsoever. So, yeah, and then we take a look at the pickaxes, and, yeah, right, not looking super good there either. So, yeah, it's probably because of all the DLC that we've had quite recently. Yeah. Right then, so that is not looking to be a pretty good investment at the moment. It's probably going to be a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order, but with the sheer lack of sales, that could potentially be vulnerable to manipulation. So I had to keep an eye out for that. We'll talk more about it on Wednesday when we discuss the abnormal buy orders and, of course, the regular skin prices that we might want to offer when these skins become marketable. Because this week we only have 3 abnormals, that being the Redemption MP5, Capybara Door, and the UAP Pilot Furnace. So we'll figure out the prices for these on Wednesday night. That'll be me on stream. Feel free to take a look at my description right now. You'll see my Twitch link. So every Wednesday evening in the UK, so let's say about 8 o'clock in the evening onwards, I talk about all these skins, and then we do the abnormal borders later when they appear at a set time. And then we also discuss what prices we might want to offer for the regular skins. Sounds good? Yep. So happy to see you there if you turn up. Right then, so I've made some illusions this week for this video. This week, I don't think we're actually having any workshop skins being submitted. Why? Because, and I made a point about this in my predictions video, we have complete the sets returning. Oh, yes, we do. So, yeah, if you're hoping to keep an eye out for the likes of the Abyss Tier 2 and Hoodie and Pants appearing, not this week. Nope, looks like the skin creators have a break this week. I guess this implies next week is complete the sets, I guess. I will probably have to make a short video talking about this, but yeah, next skin submissions are due on the 14th, regular time rules, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is from that German guy's Discord. It's public. You're free to join it. Just, be nice, polite. I'm sure he links it in his videos, so yeah. As I say, you've got to keep an eye out on his videos so you can get a good look at all the new potential skins that might potentially be accepted in his top picks. So yeah. That was official word that he sent out, and it looks to only be 1 week, which is, fair enough, because we had complete the sets back in May, didn't we? Which was a bit of a surprise. Anyway, so yeah, this is something to be aware of. You're not going to see any skins this week, apparently. Yeah. Cool. So that is that. That's nice. And yeah, like I said, keep an eye on the likes of this video. It should be very insightful for a lot of you to be aware of all the potential problems we might potentially have. And back over to here. So what else was I wanting to allude to? I've made reference about the workshop. I've made reference about complete the sets. Which collections do you reckon might get a skin being accepted for complete the sets? Also, how big do you reckon the complete the sets Rust will be? 8 skins? 10 skins? 12? 15. Yeah, feel free to say, what do you most want to be accepted? Elite Crate Tier 2? JPEG Tier 3? Apostate? What else is there? Hardsuit Tier 2? Lightweight Hoodie and Pants? Pizza Tier 2? Everybody loves pizza. Yeah, loads and loads of skins could potentially have continuations, but we don't fully know. We can only guess. Whiteout Jacket's a good one. So again, I have to make a point that I made a video last week. 4 days ago. Rust Complete the Sets 2023. So this was before confirmation. This was just me guessing. It turns out me guessing I got it right. because I could kind of figure out that loads of things just kind of made sense, that surely we're going to have complete the sets again at some point, and lo and behold, it happened. So this video right here has tons of chapters for you, and you could just go through each of these skins that interest you, and I just point out that these are all potential candidates to be accepted in the Complete the Sets Rust store. And I don't know if we're going to have like an official list ready on Tuesday. I guess that will be for TGG to produce, so we've got to keep an eye on the workshop, if that makes sense. And, well, yeah, that's it, really. That's basically everything that we could sit here and say. We could take a look at the previous weeks if you might want to take a look, and what do we see? So, things are still looking good for the Abyss Tier 3. Still waiting for the likes of continuations. We did our abnormal builders in these skins, and they had so much support that we actually suggested it's perfectly fine to actually go ahead and buy them. So that's looking pretty good at the moment. This is obviously going down a fair bit. That's going down a fair bit. This seems to be holding on. That seems to be holding on. This SAPnana, very weirdly, very, very weirdly, does not have many people selling below $4, and I don't fully know why. But I do remember something like this happening with the likes of the JPEG SAP and the JPEG MP5 last year. So nobody would sell below $4. And then because of that, the builders just kept going up and up and up and up and up a little bit, because people were actually desperate to try and get the skins. So maybe playing hard to get gets the investors to jump in and be more supportive. Funny that, isn't it? And of course, I've already talked a lot about the road sign gloves, so that seems to be hard stuck at the moment. But that 1,600 listing, just ignore it. You shouldn't be wanting to sell your gloves instantly. Leave it for the long term. Pirate Collection is for the long term. We'll just see how it plays out. More specifically, how's it going to be when we have our post-Christmas? With all the people returning to play the game, and then when they find out there's a budget blackout available, how do you reckon they might react? It'll probably get bought out, wouldn't it? So yeah. Again, something to observe, something to be aware of, something to keep an eye out for. And then the previous week before that, Redemption Bar still holding up. Concentric, it's a bit weird. We thought we might see concentric continuations this week. Didn't happen. Do you reckon we might see it for Complete the Sets? Oh, imagine loads of people would be very happy about that, wouldn't they? Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of this is being super positive, unfortunately. And we go over to here, July 13th. These are doing okay. The kilt has a very high amount of quantity. Porcelain garage door has been moving on ahead and increasing in price because the demand for this has only been increasing. I think we have a very, very, very good chance we will see a porcelain deplorable skin being accepted for Complete the Sets. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, whether it's going to be the sheepman door or the rug. You just know the porcelain skins, which are already going up in price, the deplorables more specifically, will increase in demand even more so. So keep an eye out for that. Yep, and then the Abyss update skins, all the water aquatic theme skins. That door is doomed. That double door is looking pretty good. This rug is still holding out quite alright, and then all the other skins. Ugh. So yeah, that is a nice little insight. Sorry about that random phone call that happened. I was not expecting that. I will, well, by the time you watch the video, that should be cut out. So, right then. So, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. There's one little thing that I want to bring up to all of you. You might not be aware of this, but I have been making videos every single day now for like the past year. I believe my track record, I guess you could say, is that the way to say it? Ever since July 2022, I have submitted a new video every single day. And I'll tell you what, it's been a bit of a struggle trying to figure out all the things that I think I should have made a video. And I think I'm getting to the point now where I'm probably not going to be able to do this every single day now. Usually it's a special video that needs to be made around the weekend. I usually have to think of 3 new videos to make to fulfill the quota of having a video every single day for the week. And well, after about a year or so, so July 2022 to August 2023, I think I've reached a point now where I just can't think of anything else to make a video out of. Now, there are some video suggestions that you've been suggesting to me, and I will point this out. I am aware. All right? There's some stuff going on in the background, alright? There are some stuff going on in the background. And I will sit here and say, I've got some interesting things on the horizon. Yes, I do. I've got some interesting things on the horizon. So with that, keep an eye out. Some things in the future will be very interesting when you see it on the YouTube. But for now, we shall leave it. Thank you very much to everyone that has watched my videos. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me. I hope I have helped you out enough. And we'll see what happens from here on now. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.